Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is during which you may be watching this video. So, story time for you right now. This one goes way back. This story is the first time I ever saw anyone playing Pump. So, just a little bit of background. I've been playing since 2003, and the first time I played Pump was had to be sometime in 2006. Had to be about sometime around 2006. So anyway, before that, so I've been playing for a couple of years, and this was the first time I ever saw anybody play Pump, and this is the moment in time when I decided I'm going to learn how to do that. And that's what I did. So this occurred at a place called Paintball Depot in West Milford, New Jersey. It's still there. I don't play there anymore because it's field paint only, and frankly I can't afford to play there anymore. But back when I used to play there, it was very enjoyable, on the weekends, nice big crowds, good-sized fields, interesting, diverse fields. It was a good place. If you're in the neighborhood, check it out. So it was at Paintball Depot, and I've been playing for, I guess, about 2 years at this point, maybe 2.5 years. I was using, I was kind of getting a hang of it. I had a 98 custom that I had customized pretty significantly. I still have it, actually. It's all low pressure, and it's got a nice barrel kit. It's just beautiful. It gets 36 shots on a 12 gram. It's actually very, very efficient, very smooth. It's a wonderful marker. It's the gun I used in the last FPS video, actually, at the with the castle games. It was that marker. Anyway, I digress. So it was at Paintball Depot, and I'm using this 98. And at this point, I had I'd use a 16 or 20 ounce. I think it was a 16-ounce CO2 tank, and I would use a normal VL200 standard gravity feed hopper. And I would go through usually about half a case of paint a day. Usually I would play with, my dad would go up with me, we'd go and play together, and he would, we'd split a case, and at the end of the day we'd have, some fraction of a bag of paint left. The two of us would pretty much go through the case in one day. So, not shooting a whole lot of paint, but shooting, quite a bit of paint for, rec balls. A lot of paint was flying. A semi-automatic paintball gun, I hadn't really learned, the whole pump technique yet, so I was shooting about 1,000 rounds a day. So we get there on this one particular day, and it's a lot of people. It's a good-sized crowd, and one of the guys at the same picnic table as us in the staging area is this kid about my age. This guy named Flaker. I never got his real name, but I played with him for a couple of years, and I haven't seen him in a while. But a kid named Flaker, he had a long red ponytail. And so on this particular day, he had his friend's sniper, WGP sniper, an autococker that had been converted to a pump gun. We can get into the semantics of a pump, or whatever. It was an it had been an autococker. It had a pump kit. It was a WGP sniper. And on this sniper, he had it because he was tuning it for his friend. Otherwise, he would have been using his PGP, which I saw him use that several weeks down the road, and that blew me away again. But that's a whole other thing. So he has his friend's sniper that he's repairing and tuning and everything. He gets it working, and then he comes out of the range. It's got an Evolution hopper on there, the agitated or force feed. I remember that debate. Hopper. And he takes out one pod, 140 rounds, paint, dumps it in, puts the pod away, and then we go and play, and we hit the field. So we're on the field over the course of the day. I'm playing reasonably well. I'm, one of the regulars of the field. I know the field well. I know what I'm doing. And every game, Flaker's way out in front of me, and he's popping people left and right. And he's just like, he's got this. I don't know if we lost a game all day. It was one of those kind of days. So he's out there. He is taking names, and we get back. Sorry, that's embarrassing. Text message. And we get back. Lunch break. We have lunch. We go back out on the field. We're playing all day long. This is the kind of place the games would start around 10. And during the summer, if it was nice and the sun would still be out, and as long as it wasn't raining or anything, or there wasn't a bear on the field, the games would go until 3:30, 4 o'clock, no problem, 4:30 sometimes. So it got to probably around 4 o'clock when everyone's packing up, getting ready to go home, and he takes his, he takes his gun, and he takes out that same pod he did before, and he opens it, and he pours maybe 20, maybe 30 paintballs back into the pod. I'm like, do you fill your gun at any point during the day? He goes, no, I only shot, half the hopper, most of the hopper, all day. Only shot, really? He goes, yeah, that's all I needed to shoot. Wow. I was blown away. So, I couldn't believe it. So from that moment on, that was when I said, I have to learn how to do that. That's my goal. I want to get to the point where I can play all day long, shoot 100, 150 paintballs and be just as effective as I am right now at shooting 1,000. That's my new goal for paintball. And then starting probably a couple weeks from then, I replaced my big hopper with one of the little 40-round ammo boxes. And just by chance at the Paintball Depot store one day when I was getting paint for the field, they happened to have a bunch of 10-round tubes, 10 for $1. So I got 50 of them. And you know, that's when I started reloading with the 10-round tubes and using the little 40-round ammo box hopper. And what I would do is I put a wrist harness. Somehow I had gotten myself a little wrist harness. And I put that around the 16-ounce CO2 tank with 5 tubes, plus about 40 in the hopper to begin with, and I would play with 90 paintballs on me instead of 200 in the hopper and, you know, hundreds more on my pack. And that was kind of, that started me down the road towards limited paint, eventually pump, and eventually stock class play. So it all started this one day at Depot when this kid named Flaker blew me away by spending the whole day playing with his sniper with a single, or his friend's sniper with a single hopper on it and not reloading once. That's the story. Hope you enjoyed it.